Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, nothing changes? Like you're trapped in the same loop, giving everything, caring too much, and still waking up to the same frustration? It's exhausting, isn't it? The weight of expectations, your own, everyone else's, it sits heavy on your chest. You bend, you break, you push, and yet somehow the world keeps spinning without noticing. You tell yourself you're doing it all for a reason, but deep down, a quiet voice asks, is this really living or just surviving in someone else's story? You've been taught to care about approval, about outcomes, about the judgment that isn't even yours to carry. And maybe it worked once. Maybe it brought small rewards. But now it's just chains you didn't even realize you were wearing. Every thought, every decision, every moment of energy goes to keeping up appearances, chasing validation that slips further away the harder you reach. And the truth? It's stealing your peace. Slowly, silently, without warning, it drains you. The more you care about what doesn't matter, the less you live for what does. Notice that tightening in your chest? That restless energy that never finds release? That's not life. That's a warning. Your mind keeps looping through the same patterns, and your heart keeps screaming for release. But release isn't out there, waiting for you. It's inside. The moment you stop giving your power away. The moment you let go of the weight you've carried for too long. Not in a casual shrug, not in half-hearted attempts, but fully, unapologetically, without looking back. Imagine what it would feel like to stop caring about the things that chain you, to stop trying to fit into shapes that were never yours, to stop exhausting yourself for approval that doesn't matter. Picture waking up lighter, sharper, alive in ways you've only glimpsed in fleeting moments. Freedom doesn't come when everything goes your way. Freedom comes when you stop clinging to the things that weigh you down, when you finally give yourself permission to breathe without guilt, to exist without explaining, to pursue what truly matters to you. You've been conditioned to think that caring more equals winning. But here's the secret no one tells you. Caring too much often guarantees loss. Loss of peace, loss of clarity, loss of self. Every second spent worrying about outcomes you can't control, every ounce of energy spent on the opinions of others, is a moment stolen from the life you could be creating. And yet there's a hidden power in choosing not to care. Not apathy, not detachment from reality, but a fearless focus on what actually shapes your world. The courage to decide which battles are worth your fire, which voices deserve your attention, and which chains you can finally break. It's not easy. It never is at first. Because letting go feels like losing. Because your mind will scream, reminding you of all the rules you were taught, all the consequences. Imagine, all the failures feared. But every time you resist that urge to care too much, every time you step back from the chaos you thought you had to control, you reclaim a fragment of yourself. And those fragments add up. They start small, almost invisible, but soon they become a tide sweeping through every corner of your life, washing away old fears, old doubts, old weight. What happens next is profound. When you stop obsessing over approval, outcomes, control, when you stop feeding the constant hunger to be seen and validated, the world begins to shift. Doors you didn't even know existed start to open. Clarity replaces confusion. Energy replaces fatigue. Joy replaces obligation. Not because the world changed, it hasn't, but because you did. You stopped carrying what wasn't yours. You stopped giving away your power. And in that moment, the life you've been reaching for, the freedom you've been dreaming of, becomes yours. Not as a reward, but as a natural consequence of finally standing in your own truth. This isn't a promise for tomorrow. This isn't a future you have to chase endlessly. The change begins the instant you decide, the instant you release, the instant you stop caring about the things that hold you back and start living for the things that set your soul on fire. That moment, it's always closer than you think. And when it comes, everything changes. Every second you cling to what doesn't serve you, you give away your power. Every thought spent on what others might think, every worry about outcomes you cannot control steals a fragment of your life. And yet most of us continue to feed the cycle, believing that caring more will protect us, will secure us, will make life bend in our favor. But here's the truth. It doesn't. Caring too much is a trap. It's a slow erosion of energy, confidence, and clarity. The more you invest in what doesn't matter, the less you have for what does. Look inside yourself. Feel the tension in your chest, the restless energy that never finds release. That's your signal. That's your mind and heart screaming for freedom. And freedom doesn't come by doubling down, by pushing harder, by trying to control the uncontrollable. Freedom comes when you stop. When you stop giving your power away. When you stop bending to the expectations, opinions, and judgments that were never yours to carry. And in that moment of letting go, a force awakens inside you. A clarity so sharp it cuts through the noise. A focus so fierce it demands action. A presence so real it leaves no room for fear. The moment you stop caring about the meaningless distractions, the trivial opinions, the endless pressure to perform for approval, you reclaim yourself. You reclaim your energy, your confidence, your time. And with that reclamation comes possibility. Possibility you've never dared to imagine because you've been too busy worrying, too busy trying, too busy caring about the wrong things. The world shifts not because it changes, but because you finally change. And when you do, the life that once seemed distant, almost impossible, starts to appear within reach. But this isn't a gentle process. It's not a soft awakening. It's a confrontation, a challenge, a reckoning with every habit, every belief, every chain you've allowed to define your reality. Fear will rise. Resistance will scream. Old voices, the echoes of doubt and judgment, will try to pull you back into the same cycle. This is where most stop, where most settle for less than they are capable of. But you, if you choose, you can push through. You can stand in the space between fear and freedom and claim what is rightfully yours. You can decide without hesitation to stop surrendering to what weakens you and start moving toward what empowers you. Every step away from needless caring is a victory. Every moment spent on clarity, purpose, and self-possession builds momentum. The energy is subtle at first, almost invisible. A spark of focus here, a burst of confidence there. But as you continue, the spark becomes a fire that reshapes everything around you, not by forcing change, but by aligning you with what already matters. You begin to act from strength, not from anxiety. You begin to create from presence, not from obligation. You begin to live from a place of truth, not from fear. Imagine the possibilities when you stop letting trivial things dictate your energy. Imagine the impact when you are no longer chained to external validation, when your decisions are guided by clarity, not compulsion. You see obstacles, yes, but they no longer intimidate you, they test you. You see pressure, yes, but it no longer breaks you. It refines you. Every encounter, every challenge, every moment becomes an opportunity to prove to yourself that your life is yours to shape, your power is yours to wield, and your freedom is yours to claim. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for the world to change. The change begins with you. Now. This moment. The instant you choose to stop caring about the unimportant, the irrelevant, the distracting, you ignite a chain reaction that transforms every corner of your life. Clarity sharpens, energy multiplies, confidence surges, doors open that you didn't even know existed. You no longer chase life, you command it. You no longer react, you create. And in that creation, in that liberation, in that relentless pursuit of what truly matters, you find the power, the presence, and the life you've been waiting for. Everything changes the moment you stop giving away what is yours to keep. Every moment you hesitate, every second you allow distraction or doubt to creep in, you give away your potential. You feel it, don't you? That gnawing sense that you could be more, do more, live more, but something keeps holding you back. That something isn't the world. It isn't the people around you. It's the grip of caring too much about the wrong things. Too much about the noise that doesn't matter. It's the fear of being judged, the need to be understood, the constant pull of approval that chains your energy and silences your power. Imagine what it would feel like to stand unshakable, to move through life with a clarity so intense it makes hesitation impossible. Every choice, every action, every thought aligned with your truth, not dictated by others. When you stop surrendering to what weakens you, you unlock a force inside yourself that was waiting all along. It's raw, it's fierce, it's unstoppable. And the longer you ignore it, the more you settle for fragments instead of the whole. Every second wasted caring about what doesn't matter is a second you'll never get back. Feel that tension? That pressure building in your chest? That's life demanding more from you than distractions allow. It's telling you that you've been living in a shadow, dimming your brilliance to fit into spaces that were never designed for you. And the truth is, no one will hand you the key to freedom. You have to take it. You have to decide in this very moment that your energy belongs to you, that your focus belongs to you, that your life is yours to command. Anything less is surrender disguised as obligation. Anything less is exhaustion disguised as dedication. The fire inside you doesn't need encouragement, it needs release. Every time you let go of caring about what doesn't elevate you, that fire grows. Every time you refuse to let opinions, judgments, or imagined failures control your decisions, that fire roars louder. And soon, it becomes undeniable. You begin to move with a presence that commands attention, not for approval, not for validation, but because you are aligned, unshakable, unstoppable. And when you move this way, the world responds. Doors that seemed closed swing open. Opportunities that felt distant rush toward you. You are no longer chasing life, you are creating it. But it will demand courage. Fear will rise. Doubt will try to whisper, reminding you of all the reasons to stop, all the reasons to conform, all the reasons to shrink. Listen to it for a moment, and then move anyway. Because courage is not the absence of fear, it is moving forward despite it. Every step you take away from unnecessary caring, every action rooted in your own power, every moment lived on your terms, compounds, momentum builds, energy multiplies, clarity sharpens, confidence surges. And suddenly life that once felt chaotic becomes precise. Purpose becomes clear. You are no longer a passive participant. You are the force shaping your reality. Do not underestimate the cost of hesitation. Every second spent worrying about outcomes you cannot control, every moment spent seeking validation is a step away from the life you deserve. You cannot afford to drift, to delay, to diminish yourself for the comfort of old habits. The world does not wait, and neither should you. The power to change everything, the power to cut loose the chains, to ignite the fire within, to step into the life you were meant to live, is already inside you. It waits for your permission, your decision, your first act of uncompromising focus. Now feel it rising, the tension transforming into clarity, the restlessness into drive, the fear into action. This is not a slow awakening, it is a total ignition. And once it begins, it cannot be undone. The moment you stop giving your energy away, the moment you refuse to let the unimportant dictate your life, everything shifts. You see possibilities where once there were walls. You feel strength where once there was doubt. You act with purpose where once there was hesitation. This is the life you were meant to command, and it starts the instant you choose not to care about anything that doesn't serve your rise. Nothing else matters. Everything changes. Every second you hesitate is a second life slips through your fingers. Every moment you let fear, doubt, or opinion dictate your actions is a moment stolen from your own power. Feel that fire inside you, the one that has been dimmed by endless caring about what doesn't matter. It's still alive, it's waiting, and it will not be ignored forever. The moment you choose to stop bending to expectations that are not yours, you awaken a force inside that cannot be contained. It will demand your attention, it will demand your courage, and if you resist, it will remind you louder and louder that you were born to move differently, to rise above the ordinary, to claim what others too afraid to let go will never touch. You have been trained to believe that caring more equals winning. But the truth is brutal. The more you give your energy away, the less you have for yourself. Every second spent chasing validation, approval, or control over the uncontrollable is a second wasted. And while the world keeps spinning, life will pass you by if you do not act. The choice is simple, yet profound. You can continue giving your power to things that weaken you, or you can reclaim it. You can continue bending to noise, or you can stand upright in your own authority. You can continue fearing loss, or you can discover that the greatest loss is never trying at all. The fear you feel is the gateway, not the barrier. Your mind will scream with every reason to stop, every imagined consequence, every echo of old habits telling you that letting go is dangerous. But danger is only real if you allow it to control you. The true peril lies in staying small, in bending, in surrendering your energy to anything that doesn't serve your rise. Every moment spent worrying about things outside your control is a moment that could be spent sharpening your focus, increasing your clarity, building your strength. The stakes are higher than you know, because every second you delay, every ounce of hesitation, every fragment of doubt adds weight that will follow you into tomorrow. Now feel the shift as you release. Let go of approval, let go of judgment, let go of outcomes that you cannot command. In that release, there is a sudden, undeniable clarity, a sharpness that cuts through distraction, a presence that cannot be ignored, energy that surges because it is finally yours. And with it comes momentum that will carry you through the fears, through obstacles through the doubts that have kept you small for so long. You begin to act not because you have to, but because your power demands it. You move with precision, focus, and a force that alters everything in its path. Do not underestimate what happens when you refuse to care about the wrong things. Doors will open where walls once stood. Opportunities will appear where nothing existed before. Challenges will test you, but they will no longer intimidate. They will refine you. Every encounter becomes a proving ground. Every decision becomes an expression of strength. Every action becomes a declaration that your life is yours, that your energy is sacred, and that your power is non-negotiable. This is not a gentle awakening. It is a full-scale ignition. The moment you stop giving away your energy to the trivial, the unimportant, the irrelevant, everything changes. Clarity sharpens, confidence surges, presence becomes undeniable. And in that presence, life unfolds in ways you never imagined, not because the world bends for you, but because you finally stand in your own truth. Nothing outside can give you this power. It exists only within, waiting for your choice, waiting for your courage, waiting for your refusal to settle for less than your full potential. The time is now. Stop giving away your life in fragments. Stop bending to expectations that chain you. Stop fearing what you cannot control. Claim your energy, claim your clarity, claim your freedom. Every second you wait, every ounce of doubt you carry, every moment of hesitation steals what could be yours today. Ignite the fire, move with purpose, live with intensity. And the moment you do, the world transforms, not because it has changed, but because you finally have. Everything changes. You have felt it. The moment when clarity hits, when the weight of caring about everything falls away, and suddenly, the whoa. RLD feels sharp, focused, alive. That is the moment you realize how much power you have been giving away all your life. Every opinion, every judgment, every expectation that you carried as if it were yours is revealed for what it is. A distraction, a chain, a thief of your energy. And now the choice is yours. Will you take it back? Will you stand unshakable, unbending, uncompromising in the pursuit of your own life? Feel the urgency. Every second that passes while you linger in hesitation is another second surrendered to mediocrity. The stakes have never been higher because life does not pause for the cautious. Every delay, every thought wasted on what does not serve you compounds the pressure. You are not just losing time, you are losing clarity, momentum, and the opportunity to become what you were meant to be. The fire inside you will not wait forever. It grows restless, it demands action, and it will not be silenced by doubt or fear. Imagine moving through the world with no energy wasted on approval, on outcome, on worry. Imagine acting with precision because your decisions are rooted in your own truth, not the shifting tides of opinion. Imagine the confidence, the presence, the unstoppable force that emerges when you stop caring about everything that dilutes your focus. Every choice becomes clear. Every step carries power. Every action becomes a declaration that you are no longer a passenger in your own life. You are the driver. You are the force that shapes your destiny. But the path is not without resistance. Fear will rise like a storm. Doubt will scream with every reason to turn back, to conform, to shrink. The mind will try to convince you that letting go is dangerous, that caring is safety, that holding on is control. It is lying. The real danger lies in surrendering to it, in allowing hesitation to steal what is rightfully yours. The true risk is living. Small, constrained, fragmented, when your life could be whole, radiant, and unstoppable. Feel it building. The tension transforming into drive, the restlessness into power. Every act of letting go strengthens the fire, fuels the force, sharpens the focus. Momentum grows invisible but unstoppable. The energy you reclaim compounds. Clarity deepens. Confidence surges. Suddenly you move differently, you think differently, you act differently, and the world begins to respond, not because it has changed, but because you have. Your presence demands recognition. Your actions command respect. Your life begins to unfold not by chance, but by design. Do not underestimate the speed at which everything shifts once you refuse to give your energy away. Doors appear where walls once stood. Obstacles become tests, not barriers. Opportunities rush to meet the focus, intensity, and clarity you now wield. Challenges sharpen, but they no longer intimidate. Every moment is a proving ground. Every encounter a confirmation. Every action a testament to your power. You are no longer small. You are no longer reactive. You are the force, the presence, the unstoppable energy that bends life toward your truth. Now is the moment. There is no waiting. Every ounce of doubt you carry, every second of hesitation, every fragment of care wasted on what does not matter is a fragment of life you will never get back. Claim it, take it, own it. Stop giving your energy to noise, to triviality, to fear. Stand upright, unbroken, unrelenting. Move with purpose. Live with intensity. The fire inside cannot be denied any longer. Every choice, every action, every breath taken in full presence magnifies your power. And in that moment, the world shifts, not because it has to, but because you finally have the courage to stop caring about everything that weakens you. Everything changes. Everything you have held on to, Eve. Everything you have worried about, everything you have cared too much about has been weighing you down. Feel it, the tension, the restlessness, the endless cycle of trying harder, pleasing more, controlling what cannot be controlled. That weight has kept you small, kept you bending to forces that were never yours to carry. And now, the fire inside you, the one that has been smothered by endless obligation and expectation, begins to roar. It demands your attention. It demands action. It refuses to be ignored any longer. This is the moment where everything can shift. Every second you continue to give your energy away is a second stolen from your own life. Every ounce of care misdirected to the irrelevant, the unimportant, the opinions of others is a step backward from the power that has been waiting for you all along. The world will not pause. Life will not wait. The opportunity to claim yourself, to reclaim your energy, to rise above the noise is now, or it may never come again. Do you feel the urgency? That tightening in your chest, that pulse of restlessness, that is your inner power insisting you act. The act of letting go is not easy. Fear will surge. Doubt will try to convince you that surrender is weakness, that caring is safety, that holding on is control. It is a lie. The real danger lies in continuing to obey it, in continuing to invest your energy in what diminishes you. Every moment spent hesitating, every second spent worrying, every thought wasted on what cannot serve your rise is a theft of your life. The stakes are higher than they have ever been because you are closer than you think to the life you were born to live, the life you were always meant to command. Now imagine the clarity that comes when you stop giving away your power. Every choice becomes precise, every action becomes deliberate, every thought becomes aligned with your truth, not the shifting expectations of the world. Energy surges because it is finally yours. Momentum builds, invisible but unstoppable, carrying you through fear, doubt, and hesitation. You begin to move differently. You begin to think differently. You begin to act differently. And the world begins to respond, not because it has changed, but because you have. Your presence becomes undeniable. Your energy commands respect. Your life begins to unfold not by chance, but by design. This is not a slow awakening. It is a total ignition. The moment you refuse to waste energy on what doesn't matter, everything transforms. Clarity sharpens. Confidence rises. Presence becomes a force that cannot be ignored. You no longer react, you create. You no longer follow, you lead. Every door that seemed closed opens. Every challenge that seemed insurmountable becomes a proving ground. Every obstacle is an opportunity to show yourself that your power is real, that your life is yours, that your rise cannot be stopped. Do not underestimate the speed at which this change occurs once you commit. Every hesitation, every ounce of doubt, every fragment of care given to the wrong things delays the life that is waiting for you. Stop giving your energy away. Stop bending to what diminishes you. Stand upright, stand unbroken, stand relentless, move with focus, act with purpose, live with intensity. The fire inside cannot be denied. It is unstoppable. Every choice, every action, every breath taken with full presence multiplies your power. And in that moment, the world shifts, not because it must, but because you finally choose to stop caring about anything that weakens you. Everything changes. Every ounce of energy you've spent caring about what doesn't serve you has been stolen from the life you could be living. Every second you've worried about judgment, outcomes, or approval is a second you could have spent building yourself, sharpening your focus, claiming your power. And yet, here you are, on the edge of something different, something real, something unstoppable. Feel it stirring inside you. The fire that has always been there, buried beneath the obligations, the expectations, the noise. It is alive, it is waiting, and it will not be denied. The world will not pause for you. Life does not wait for permission. Every moment that passes without action is a moment lost forever. The time to reclaim your energy, to take your power, to stop bending to forces that were never yours to carry is now. Hesitation is a thief. Doubt is a cage. Fear is a trickster that masks weakness as caution. The real risk lies in continuing to obey it, in continuing to give your energy to what does not elevate you, what does not serve your rise, what does not align with your truth. Every second you linger in hesitation compounds the cost, and the stakes are higher than you realize. Imagine moving through the world with your energy intact, your focus sharp, your presence undeniable. Every choice becomes precise, every action deliberate, every thought aligned with what truly matters. You no longer bend to the opinions of others, no longer chase validation that will never satisfy, no longer exhaust yourself on outcomes you cannot control. Your life becomes yours, not by chance, not by circumstance, but by design. The fire inside you grows with every act of refusal, every ounce of attention reclaimed, every second spent on what elevates you rather than diminishes you. Momentum builds, invisible yet unstoppable, carrying you through fear, doubt, and resistance. This is not a gentle shift. It is a total ignition. Clarity sharpens, confidence surges, presence becomes a force that cannot be ignored. You do not react, you create. You do not follow, you lead. Every obstacle is transformed into a proving ground. Every challenge becomes a test of your strength. Every door that once seemed closed now swings open because your power is undeniable. The world responds not because it has changed, but because you have. You've stepped fully into yourself, and nothing can stop what has been unleashed. But this requires courage. Raw, relentless courage. Fear will rise, doubt will scream, and your mind will try to convince you to retreat, to shrink, to settle for less than you are capable of. Do not listen. Danger lies not in letting go, but in clinging to what diminishes you. Danger lies in continuing to give your power away, in continuing to bow to noise, distraction, and fear. The life you desire, the freedom you have been seeking, the clarity and strength you crave, they will not come to those who hesitate. They belong to those who act, to those who choose, to those who refuse to settle. Feel the fire inside you transforming into relentless drive. Every act of letting go amplifies it. Every moment spent focused on your truth fuels it. Every decision rooted in clarity, strength, and purpose multiplies it. Momentum grows, energy compounds, presence intensifies. You begin to move differently, think differently, act differently. And suddenly, the life that once felt distant is within reach. You are no longer a passenger. You are the force that shapes reality. Do not underestimate the magnitude of what happens when you stop giving away your energy. Doors appear where walls once stood. Opportunities flow to those who have chosen to wield their power. Obstacles become sharpening stones rather than barriers. Challenges refine instead of intimidate. Every moment becomes a test of strength. Every action becomes a declaration. Your life is yours. Your energy is sacred. Your rise is unstoppable. Stand unbroken. Stand relentless. Move with purpose. Live with intensity. The fire cannot be denied. Every breath, every choice, every act taken in full presence magnifies your power. And in that moment, the world shifts. Not because it must, but because you have finally stopped caring about anything that weakens you. Everything changes. Every moment you have spent bending, giving, worrying, and over-caring has been a moment stolen from yourself. Every thought wasted on judgment, opinion, or outcomes that you cannot control has been a drain on your clarity, your energy, and your power. And yet, here you are, on the edge of something greater, something unstoppable, something real. The fire inside you, long dimmed by distraction and obligation, begins to stir. It refuses to be ignored. It demands action. It demands presence. And if you resist it, it will rise louder, stronger, unstoppable, until you can no longer deny it. This is the point where everything can change. Every second you hesitate is a second surrender to mediocrity. Every ounce of energy given to the irrelevant, the unimportant, the opinion of others is a theft of the life that is waiting for you. The world will not wait. Life does not pause. The opportunity to reclaim your power, to reclaim your focus, to rise above distraction is now. Hesitation is a trap. Doubt is a cage. Fear is a trickster disguising weakness as caution. The true danger is in remaining small, in continuing to obey what diminishes you, in letting noise and distraction dictate your life. The stakes are higher than you think, because every moment you linger is momentum lost. Every ounce of care given to the wrong thing is strength stolen from your rise. Imagine moving through life with no energy wasted, every action precise, every choice deliberate, every thought aligned with your truth. You no longer bend to others' expectations. You no longer chase validation that will never satisfy. You no longer exhaust yourself in what you cannot control. Your life becomes yours, not by chance, not by circumstance, but by design. The fire inside you grows with every refusal, every act of focus, every second spent on what elevates you rather than diminishes you. Momentum builds, invisible but unstoppable, carrying you through fear, doubt, and resistance. You begin to move differently, think differently, act differently. And the world responds, not because it has changed, but because you have. This ignition is total. Clarity sharpens, confidence surges, presence becomes undeniable. You do not react, you create. You do not follow, you lead. Every obstacle becomes a proving ground. Every challenge transforms into a test of your strength. Every door that once seemed closed opens because your power is undeniable. You have stepped fully into yourself, and nothing can stop the force you have unleashed. But courage is required. Raw, relentless courage. Fear will rise, doubt will scream. Your mind will try to convince you to retreat, to shrink, to settle for less. Do not listen. Danger is not in letting go, but in clinging to what diminishes you. Danger is in giving your energy to distraction, noise, and fear. The life you crave, the freedom you have been seeking, the clarity and strength you desire, they will not come to the hesitant. They belong to those who act, who choose, who refuse to settle. Feel the fire transforming into relentless drive. Every act of letting go amplifies it. Every second spent focused on your truth fuels it. Every decision rooted in clarity, strength, and purpose multiplies it. Momentum grows. Energy compounds. Presence intensifies. You begin to move differently, think differently, act differently. Life that once felt distant becomes tangible. You are no longer a passenger. You are the force that shapes reality. Do not underestimate the magnitude of this shift. Doors appear where walls once stood. Opportunities flow to those wielding their power. Obstacles become sharpening stones, not barriers. Challenges refine, not intimidate. Every moment is a test of strength. Every action a declaration. Your life is yours. Your energy sacred. Your rise unstoppable. Stand unbroken. Stand relentless. Move with purpose. Live with intensity. The fire cannot be denied. Every breath, every choice, every act in full presence magnifies your power. The world shifts not because it must, but because you finally refuse to care about anything that weakens you. Everything changes. Every moment you have spent worrying, overthinking, and caring too much has been a moment stolen from your life. Every second given to judgment, opinion, and expectation that is not yours has drained your clarity, your strength, your focus. And now, the fire that has been buried inside you begins to awaken. It is restless. It will not be ignored. It demands presence, demands action, demands that you step into the power that has always been yours. The world may not notice, the voices may still whisper, but this force inside you will not wait. It will rise, relentless, until you act. The cost of hesitation is greater than you realize. Every second spent doubting, every ounce of energy wasted on what does not serve you, every thought spent on the irrelevant compounds the weight you carry. Life does not pause. Time does not forgive delay. The chance to reclaim your focus, to reclaim your power, to move with clarity and purpose is now. Fear will rise. Doubt will scream. Your mind will try to convince you that caring more is safety, that holding on is control. It is lying. True danger lies in surrendering to what diminishes you, in bending to distraction, in giving your energy to the noise that robs you of your rise. Imagine moving through life unshakable, unbroken, unstoppable. Every action deliberate, every decision precise, every thought aligned with your truth. You no longer bow to expectation. You no longer chase validation. You no longer waste energy on outcomes you cannot control. Momentum builds, energy compounds, presence intensifies. Every refusal to give away your power strengthens the force inside. It grows invisible, yet undeniable. You begin to act with clarity. You begin to think with precision. You begin to live with purpose. And the world responds not because it changes, but because you have. This ignition is total. Confidence surges. Fear diminishes. Clarity slices through distraction like a blade. Obstacles become proving grounds. Challenges sharpen rather than intimidate. Doors that seem closed swing open. You are no longer a passive participant. You are the creator. You are the force. The fire inside demands action. You act not because you must, but because you are alive, awake, and unstoppable. Nothing can hold you back when your energy is fully reclaimed, when your focus is absolute, when your presence is undeniable. Courage is required. raw, relentless courage. Fear will come, doubt will scream, your mind will try to pull you back, to shrink, to settle for less. Do not listen. Danger is not in letting go. Danger is in clinging. Danger is in giving your energy to that which weakens you. The life you crave, the freedom you seek, the clarity and strength you desire. They do not belong to the hesitant. They belong to those who act, who refuse, who rise. Every act of letting go strengthens the fire. Every decision rooted in purpose multiplies it. Every moment spent on what matters builds momentum that cannot be stopped. Feel it rising, surging. Momentum compounds. Energy intensifies. Every step you take away from distraction, every choice aligned with your truth, every action taken in presence magnifies your power. Life that once felt distant is now within reach. You are no longer moving with hesitation. You are moving with force. You are the driver, the creator, the unstoppable presence that shapes reality. Do not underestimate the magnitude of this shift. Every wall becomes a door. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity. Every challenge becomes a refinement. Every second of hesitation surrendered to purpose accelerates your rise. Your life, your energy, your power, they are yours. Stand unbroken, stand relentless, move with purpose, live with intensity. The fire cannot be denied. Every breath, every choice, every action taken with presence multiplies your power. And when you finally stop giving away what diminishes you, when you finally refuse to care about what does not serve your rise, everything changes. Every second you hesitate, every moment you cling to what diminishes you, life slips further from your grasp. Every ounce of energy wasted on worry, on fear, on opinions that were never yours to carry is a theft of the power that has been waiting inside you all along. That fire, that force has always existed. It has been buried beneath endless distraction, overcaring, and obligation. Now it rises. It is relentless. It demands your attention. It demands action. It refuses to be ignored. The world may try to pull you back. The voices may try to convince you to shrink, but this force inside cannot be silenced. The stakes have never been higher. Every second spent obeying fear, every fragment of energy given to what does not serve you compounds the weight you carry. Life does not wait, time does not pause. The opportunity to reclaim your power, to move with clarity, focus, and purposes, or it may be lost forever. Fear will surge, doubt will scream, your mind will insist that carrying more is safety, that holding on is control, that surrender is weakness. It is a lie. The true danger is in continuing to obey it, in continuing to give your power away, in continuing to let distraction and noise dictate the direction of your life. Picture moving through the world unshakable, untouchable, unstoppable. Every action deliberate, every decision precise, every thought aligned with your truth. You no longer bend to expectation. You no longer chase validation. You no longer waste energy on outcomes you cannot control. Momentum builds. Energy compounds. Presence becomes undeniable. Every refusal to give away your power strengthens the force within. You begin to move differently. You begin to think differently. You begin to act differently, and the world responds, not because it has changed, but because you have. This ignition is total. Clarity slices through confusion, confidence surges, fear shrinks. Every obstacle becomes a proving ground. Every challenge refines rather than intimidates. Every door that once seemed closed now swings open because your presence commands it. You are no longer a participant. You are a force. You create. You lead. The fire inside you will not be ignored. You act not because you must, but because you are awake, alive, and unstoppable. Nothing can hold back the energy you have reclaimed. Courage is demanded. Raw, relentless courage. Fear will rise. Doubt will scream. Your mind will try to pull you back, to shrink, to settle for less. Do not listen. True danger is not in letting go. True danger is in clinging, in giving your power to that which diminishes you. The life you crave, the freedom you seek, the clarity and strength you desire. These do not belong to the hesitant. They belong to those who act, who refuse, who rise. Every act of letting go strengthens the fire. Every decision rooted in purpose multiplies it. Every second spent on what matters builds momentum that cannot be stopped. Feel it rising, feel it growing, feel it surging through your mind, body, and spirit. Every step away from distraction, every choice aligned with truth, every action taken in full presence magnifies your power. Life that once felt distant becomes tangible. You are no longer a passenger. You are the driver, the force, the presence that shapes reality. The walls crumble, the obstacles refine you, the doors open. Every challenge is no longer a threat but an opportunity. Every second of hesitation surrendered to focus accelerates your rise. Stand unbroken, stand relentless, move with purpose, live with intensity. The fire inside cannot be denied. Every breath, every choice, every act in full presence multiplies your power. Nothing outside can give you this force. It exists only within, waiting for your courage, your decision, your refusal to settle for less. And when you finally stop giving away what diminishes you, when you finally refuse to care about anything that does not serve your rise, everything changes, everything transforms. Everything becomes yours. Every second you cling to what doesn't serve you, every thought spent on judgment, doubt, or the opinions of others steals from your power. That fire inside you, the one that has been smothered by endless caring and distraction, is ready to rise. It is relentless. It will not wait. It demands action. It demands presence. You can feel it, pulsing beneath your skin, insisting that you step fully into yourself, that you reclaim what has always been yours. The world will not pause for you. Time will not wait. Every moment spent hesitating is a moment lost forever. A fragment of life surrendered to distraction. The stakes have never been higher. Fear will surge. Doubt will scream. Your mind will insist that holding on is control, that caring more is safety, that surrender is weakness. It is lying. The real danger lies in clinging, in giving your energy away to the irrelevant, the unimportant, the voices that diminish you. Life does not reward the hesitant. Momentum is stolen every time you hesitate. Energy is lost every time you give your power to what does not serve your rise. And yet, the force inside you, the one that has been waiting patiently, grows. It demands your focus. It demands your courage. It demands that you act now. Imagine moving through the world unshakable, unstoppable, untouchable. Every thought precise, every action deliberate, every decision aligned with your truth. You no longer bend to expectations. You no longer chase validation. You no longer waste energy on outcomes outside your control. Momentum builds, energy compounds, presence becomes undeniable. Every refusal to surrender your power strengthens the force within. You begin to act differently. You begin to think differently. You begin to live differently. And the world responds, not because it has changed, but because you have. This ignition is total. Clarity cuts through doubt like a blade. Confidence surges through every vein. Fear diminishes with every act of refusal. Obstacles become proving grounds. Challenges sharpen rather than intimidate. Doors that once seemed closed swing open because your energy commands them. You are no longer a participant. You are the force. You create. You lead. The fire inside cannot be ignored. You act not because you must, but because you are awake, alive, and unstoppable. Nothing can hold back the energy you have reclaimed. Courage is demanded, raw, relentless courage. Fear will rise, doubt will scream. Your mind will try to pull you back, to shrink, to settle for less. Do not listen. True danger is not in letting go. True danger is in clinging. True danger is in giving your energy to that which diminishes you. The life you crave, the freedom you seek, the clarity and strength you desire. These do not belong to the hesitant. They belong to those who act, who refuse, who rise. Every act of letting go strengthens the fire. Every decision rooted in purpose multiplies it. Every second spent on what matters builds unstoppable momentum. Feel it rising, growing, surging through every part of you. Every step away from distraction, every choice aligned with your truth, every action taken with presence magnifies your power. Life that once felt distant is now within reach. You are no longer a passenger. You are the driver. You are the force shaping reality. Walls crumble, obstacles refine, doors open. Every challenge is no longer a threat, but a proving ground. Every second surrendered to purpose accelerates your rise. Stand unbroken. Stand relentless. Move with purpose. Live with intensity. The fire inside cannot be denied. Every breath, every choice, every act taken in full presence multiplies your power. Nothing outside can give you this force. It exists only within, waiting for your courage, your decision, your refusal to settle for less. And the moment you finally stop giving away what diminishes you, when you finally refuse to care about anything that does not serve your rise, everything changes. Everything transforms. Everything becomes yours. Every ounce of energy you have wasted on what does not serve you has been a theft from your own life. Every second spent worrying, overthinking, and bending to expectations that were never yours has dimmed the fire inside you. That fire is awakening now. It is raw. It is relentless. It will not be ignored. It demands that you stand fully in your own power, that you refuse to give your energy away, that you act with clarity, focus, and force. The word. LD will not pause. Life will not wait. Every hesitation steals momentum. Every doubt steals strength. Every act of caring about the irrelevant steals what is rightfully yours. The stakes could not be higher. Every moment spent obeying fear, every thought wasted on judgment, every action taken to please what does not matter compounds the weight on your shoulders. Life does not wait. Time does not forgive delay. The opportunity to reclaim your energy, to reclaim your focus, to move with unstoppable momentum is now. Fear will rise. Doubt will scream. Your mind will try to convince you that holding on is safety, that caring is control, that surrender is weakness. It is a lie. The true danger lies in continuing to obey it, in continuing to give away your power, in continuing to let distraction, noise, and the opinions of others dictate your life. Imagine moving through the world unshakable, unstoppable, untouchable. Every action deliberate, every thought precise, every decision aligned with your truth. You no longer bend to expectation. You no longer chase validation. You no longer waste energy on outcomes beyond your control. Momentum builds, energy compounds, presence becomes undeniable. Every refusal to surrender your power strengthens the force inside you. You begin to act differently. You begin to think differently. You begin to live differently. And the world responds not because it has changed, but because you have. This ignition is total. Clarity slices through confusion. Confidence surges. Fear diminishes with every act of refusal. Obstacles become proving grounds. Challenges sharpen rather than intimidate. Doors that once seemed closed swing open because your presence commands them. You are no longer a participant. You are a force. You create. You lead. The fire inside cannot be ignored. You act not because you must, but because you are awake, alive, unstoppable. Nothing can hold back the energy you have reclaimed. Courage is demanded. Raw, relentless courage. Fear will rise. Doubt will scream. Your mind will try to pull you back, to shrink, to settle for less. Do not listen. True danger is not in letting go. True danger is in clinging. True danger is in giving your energy to that which diminishes you. The life you crave, the freedom you seek, the clarity and strength you desire. These do not belong to the hesitant. They belong to those who act, who refuse, who rise. Every act of letting go strengthens the fire. Every decision rooted in purpose multiplies it. Every second spent on what matters builds unstoppable momentum. Feel it rising, growing, surging through every fiber of your being. Every step away from distraction, every choice aligned with truth, every action taken in full presence magnifies your power. Life that once felt distant is now within reach. You are no longer a passenger. You are the driver. You are the force shaping reality. Walls crumble, obstacles refine, doors open. Every challenge is no longer a threat, but a proving ground. Every second surrendered to purpose accelerates your rise. Stand unbroken, stand relentless, move with purpose, live with intensity. The fire inside cannot be denied. Every breath, every choice, every act in full presence multiplies your power. Nothing outside can give you this force. It exists only within, waiting for your courage, your decision, your refusal to settle for less. And the moment you finally stop giving away what diminishes you, when you finally refuse to care about anything that does not serve your rise, everything changes. Everything transforms. Everything becomes yours.